I'm Lloyd Dobbins, and this is my Australian colleague, Punk the Penguin. Each of the 14 points sounds simple, but each represents a basic change in the way things are done. Basic change is often dangerous, and it is this time, but it is also essential.
Change is vital, and I don't mean a little bit. I mean the whole system has got to be thrown overboard.
The payoffs are not going to be next month or 6 months from now or maybe even next year. The changes that we've been talking about are extraordinarily risky. We're talking about perhaps 5 years, perhaps even 10 years. And the constituents of a labor leader, the constituents of a manager in terms of a board of directors and a financial market are not often going to be that patient.
But the example of the ox yoke and the horse collar from part 1 proves that change pays off. A horse wearing an ox yoke could do the work of 4 people, even if it was choking.
Come on, move along. Come on, choke in your own time. Come on, move it on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Go, go, go.
Once management developed enough knowledge to design a horse collar to make that vital long-term change, then the same animal could do the work of 16 people.
Hey, I gotta go. Hey, whoa, hey, whoa.
Quality went up, costs went down.
With better quality and lower costs, you can capture the market with better quality and lower price. It'll help you to stay in business, provide jobs, and more jobs. It's all very simple. One has to know how to produce quality, what quality is, what the ultimate aim, and quality goes all the way through an organization. It can be no better than the top, no better than the intent of the top people.
That is Dr. Deming's single most important point. What needs to be done can be done only by top management. Professor Robert Reich, the Harvard economist who joined Dr. Deming and producer Claire Crawford Mason in this discussion, says that management too often thinks that reducing costs will solve the problem.
There are a lot of ways to reduce costs, but that is not going to enhance our standard of living, because our standard of living is based upon improving the quality of our work and our skills, our skill bases, the value of what we do.
The irony is that Dr. Deming's 14 points will, in fact, reduce cost, but that isn't the point. They will create jobs and provide better products and services for the consumer. Quality will go up, and so will our skills. Best of all, we can reverse the slide in our standard of living that has become noticeable.
The American public is beginning to catch on. Many people understand, for example, that their children cannot afford the same quality of houses that they could. Many people understand that things seem to be getting a little bit worse, that standard of living around the edges is beginning to suffer. They're worried about the national debt. They're worried about the deficit. They want to place blame on something. But most people don't want to blame ourselves. We want to blame the Japanese. We want to blame government. We want to blame somebody else.
The American worker is one of the nation's great assets. The American manager could be every bit as good, but he does not know how to be. The key to success in the world market today is quality, but that is not what the American manager has been taught. In a conversation arranged by producer Claire Crawford Mason, Dr. W. Edwards Deming and Professor Robert Reich talked about American business school theory, short-term thinking.
Well, one symptom of this, for example, is what I call paper entrepreneurialism. That is, the almost obsessive desire of many managers to show improvements in the bottom line year after year by finagling, by creative accounting, by takeovers, mergers, acquisitions, speculation in land, speculation in foreign currencies, leverage buyouts. There is a constant stream. I mean, look at the financial pages of any American newspaper. That's all you see.
Schools of business are teaching exactly what should not be done, responding, as you said, to the demand for finance and accounting, creative accounting. They responded to the demand and are doing it very well. Education, but don't look to the schools of business to do it.
Ready for the review?
Point 1.
Constancy of purpose. We are either in the world competition for the long haul, or we are not in the competition. Short term just won't do.
Point 2.
Adopt the new philosophy. We are all in this together. No one, no union, no company can survive on its own. We will all do what has to be done together, or we won't do it at all.
Point 3.
Cease dependence on mass inspection. If you have to separate the good from the bad, you're driving quality down and the price up. That won't do.
I like point 4.
Why?
Well, in a way, it says it's not how big you are, it's how good you are.
You're right. Point 4 is cease doing business on price tag alone. It isn't how much it costs, it's how much it's worth.
Point 5.
Continual improvement of processes. The job is never over. What's good enough today is not good enough tomorrow. Nothing is static in life. It either gets better or it gets worse.
Point 6 and 7 are alike.
Yes, they are. Point 6 and 7 say that the workforce has to understand what the job is and be trained to do it. And the supervisors have to understand what the job is and how to help people do it better. You remember point 2?
We're all in this together.
But it's hard to work together until we do what?
Drive out fear. Point 8.
We also have to stop the competition between staff areas in a company
Point 9.
and get rid of those annual performance appraisals that are destructive and divisive.
Point 12.
You remember 10 and 11?
Things would be better without.
Get rid of slogans and exhortations, and while you're at it, throw out numerical quotas.
But put self-improvement in.
Point 13. If you help make better people, they'll help make better products.
And the big point 14.
Do it. Get it done. Knowing all this doesn't help. Putting it to use does, and it pays off.
With better quality and lower costs, you can capture the market with better quality and lower price. It'll help you to stay in business, provide jobs, and more jobs. It's all very simple. One has to know how to produce quality, what quality is, what the ultimate aim, and quality goes all the way through an organization. It can be no better than the top, no better than the intent of the top people.
You now know the 14 points, Dr. Deming's philosophy of the production of quality. They will work, but only if top management works at them.